Good evening, students. We are now entering the second lecture of this session on database management systems. Well, database management systems is very important because we do various tasks such as data storage, data queries, that means retrieval, data report generation on the basis of your queries which are submitted by the user. And for all these purposes we need to understand how data is modeled. When I say modeling, I repeat, we have to store the data, we have to query the data, and we have to generate reports on the basis of data which has been queried. Now one thing is very clear, that for doing all these operations you should know that first what are the different database languages. Now we have got a set of commands called as DDL commands, DML commands, DCL commands, which are used in any database query language we call as SQL. SQL is a structured query language which is deployed in a database system. Structured query language which is deployed in any database system to access data, to store the data, to construct the data, that is to define the data, to create the database, to query the database, to do programming on the database and all sort of things. So we have got DDL commands, we have got DML commands, DCL commands. Let me come to these one by one. DDL means data definition language. Data definition language. So the commands related to defining the data definition language. DML is data manipulation language. The commands which are associated with data manipulation. Now I'll tell you what is data manipulation, what is data definition, and last but not the least, securing data from unauthorized users. That is data control language commands. So there are all the commands which are used in a database system using any software such as Oracle, which is nothing but a database software, or Oracle, or DB2, or Sybase, or Ingress, or Unify, and so on. Now there are various database languages. Now the most popular database language is what? Oracle. So you might be having Oracle 10G, Oracle 11G. So these are just the versions of Oracle. Clear? So DB2 is nothing but a database software which is being of IBM Corporation. So those institutes which have got alliance or MOU with IBM, they use DB2. Then Sybase is the NIT Technologies, Ingress, Unify. So these are popular database systems, and all of this have got a common language called as structured query language. There's not much difference between these languages, only the syntax. So each of these languages has got an SQL concept, and which there are three types of commands. One is DDL commands, the second is DML command, the third is DCL commands. When I say DDL commands, data definition language. Now what comes under data definition? First of all, what data objects are there? Now what are the database objects which we define or which we create in any database management system software? It could be the very most simplest database object which you have to create in the very first lab or in the very first session once you are doing SQL. Clear? Is what? Tables. Now next type of database objects are called as views. We'll come to these one by one. Another database object is called as index. Another database object is nothing but table space. Then synonym. Then sequence. Then procedures, database procedures, functions which are used in database programming. Now all these are what? Nothing but different database objects which are created The same tables are created in Oracle also, in DB2 also, in Sybase also, in Unify also, in Formix also, any database language. Now now what is the command used for creating a table or this? So the very simplest command which is used is what? Create. So create is nothing but a DDL command. It's nothing but create is nothing but DDL command, data definition language command. So we write, how do we create? Create table is the syntax. It is not necessary write the name in capital. You can write in small also. Okay. And then whatever table name you have, table name, and now within bracket the certain set of attributes. Suppose attribute 1. This is syntax, data type, and if there is any constraint, and so on. What if there is any constraint? Then attribute 2. Are you getting it? So this is how you create a table, data type, constraint, then and so on. Suppose the table has n columns, attribute m, data type, and constraint. If now it is not necessary that every attribute has got a constraint. Okay, there are some attributes which might be having constraints. Constraint nothing but database constraints, and some might not be having. Clear? I'll just give you an example. This is syntax how you create a table. Now suppose that if I create a table, say student, okay, and I have put the marks as an attribute. Now what will be the marks? The attribute will be what? Marks. And what is data type? It will be numeric. And the name of student will be what? Character type. Clear? The roll number could be character type. If it could be alphanumeric also. So if something is alphanumeric or pure character, it comes in the character only. Clear? So this is how you create. This is the syntax for creating a table. Create table. Table is a database object. Similarly, if I want to create a view, I will write create view, view name. If I want to create index, create index, index name, and so on. So for any sort of this, any database object, you have to define it using the create command. So create is nothing but simply a data definition language command which is used to define which is used to define a table or a view or an index and so on. Clear? Depending on the usage of the user. Now, suppose I'll just give an example also. Just let me give you an example. Very simple example I'll give you. Okay? Now, you know that there is a table, say employee, there is a table department, and we all know that employees, what is the relationship? Employees, and there is another, say department, there is another database or table file. So there is one file called as employee, where there is one file called as department. Now employee, what is the relationship between this? Employee works for department. Now what I'm writing here, employee works for department. Clear? Now employee, what does employee have? Employee has what? Employee code. Clear? I repeat. If it is not clear, I'll just make it big. Employee code, employee name. Are you getting it? Designation. He could be an engineer, he could be a director. Clear? So these employees' basic salary, employees' address, clear? Similarly, department has got department code, department name, department location, where it is located. Like you see, if you go to a university, you say go to block A, go to building 1. Are you getting it? And there is a certain amount of budget associated to the department budget, BUDGET. So these are the what attributes associated with department table. So department code, department name, location of department and budget. Now what do you think is the thing which cannot be what? For two different departments, what is thing which is unique or which cannot be same? What is what? Department code. So department code is nothing but a key field because no two different departments can have the same department code. Similarly, just like if we are studying in a university, okay, I might be having about say student of engineering, I might be having student of management, I might be having a student of law, I might be having student of mass communication. What is there is a different course of one, and there could be a simple name Amit Kumar. Okay, there could be maybe 20 Amit Kumars in BTech engineering because somebody might be in first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and there are different branches now: computer science, mechanical, electrical, civil. So Amit Kumar is a common name, but one thing is very clear: whether I am having Amit Kumar 20 or 30 or for even 50 in the university, but no two Amit Kumar will have the same roll number. So no two students in a university have the same roll number. So the roll number is what? The roll number. Roll number in some universities they call it student ID or enroll number. So roll number is the key field for which student for which table? Student table. For a database student entity set or a table, we call it entity set in the case of this. And this diagram which I made you is called an ER diagram. Why? I tell you what is ER. What does E stand for? Clear? So this is how data modeling has been done. Now this is a figure called as ER diagram. What is ER? E stands for entity, R stands for relationship. I repeat, we call it ER diagram means entity relationship diagram. Now it is very clear in the figure that what is entity and what is relationship. Clear? Are you getting it? So ER diagram, I repeat, entity relationship diagram. Now what are the entity sets here? Employee is an entity, department is an entity. So the theoretically we call this at relations or entities, and when you do a database lab, then same thing we call as tables. Okay, so supposing you're creating employee department, the professor tells you that create table department, create table employee, and so on. Clear? So these are nothing but tables in SQL context or in practical context, and theoretically we call them as entity sets or relations I repeat, so employee is a relation or table or entity. Employee has got certain attributes or columns, okay, called as employee code, basic salary, name of the employee, designation of the employee, address of the employee, and so on. Clear? Now tell me that what do you think is the unique column here? Okay, so which two employees? Any two employees may be having the same name. Clear? So somebody is working in the market department, his name is Ashish Singh. There is another guy is working in the IT department, his name is also Ashish Singh. And they might have joined on the same date. Okay, so this, if I say another column, date of joining. Okay, date of joining the company. So what is this? Employee code, I underline it. Why underline it? Because this is the key field or the key attribute of this entity employee. No two different employees, clear, working in the company can have the same employee code. Similarly, just like no two students can have the same roll number. तो दो students का एक ही roll number नहीं हो सकता. This roll number और the roll number किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी में ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में दो स्टूडेंट्स का अलग है, चाहे भले ही उनका नाम बाय चांस सेम हो सकता है. Similarly, no two employees working in a particular company can have the same employee code. So once you join a company, okay, you are joined and then you are registered in that company as an employee and you are given an employee code. And on this employee code, you get your salary, you get everything. Okay. So on the very first, when the employee sees his payroll structure or his salary slip, the very first thing which is mentioned above at the top is nothing but employee code. Clear? When you apply for a leave, the boss tells you, please put your name along with employee code. Clear? Because they could be by the same person's name, Amit Kumar or Ashish Singh, they could be many employees in the same department also. So, but the employee code is different. Are you getting it? So, these are called as what? These are symbols of what? Ellipses, circle, ellipses. So, these ellipses, and in the ellipses, we put what? The name of the attribute. And the square, this rectangle symbol is for entity. So, the entity is generated by symbol, what? Rectangle. This also is entity, department code. Now, what do you think is the key field here? Or the primary key, which we call as primary key, or the key field is what? Department code. So, this is the only column I have underlined in the entire diagram in this entity department. And in this entity, this is the only column I have underlined. Why? Because this is the key attribute or the key field, or simply, if I say that employee is a table, then this is the primary key. So, this is constraint on what? Table EMP. So, attribute employee code is a primary key or a key field of the table or entity EMP, employee. Similarly, for department, what is this? Department code is the key field or key attribute of the entity department. Now, department code, department name, location and budget. Okay, these are the 4 columns defined in this. Are you getting it? So, and what is the relationship? Any employee works for a department. Are you getting it? So, once you get a job, okay, in a company, or somebody who is experienced, okay, after 5 years he joins another company. Now, either he might be in the previous company working in the IT department. Still again he will be working in the IT department in some new company. Are you getting it? So, every employee, so once you are joining company, you are member of some department. So, you can join, or are you getting it? You are enrolled in a department. Are you getting it? You are an employee of that department of the entire company. Like if I say, I just name any company, say TCS. If I say a company, say TCS or Infosys, are you getting, or Cognizant. Okay, now they have got all these companies have got a IT department, they have got a marketing department, they have got a finance department, they have got a HR department. Are you getting it? They have got a security department. Any employee works in one of these departments only. Clear? Similarly, another very good example I will tell you to make it more simple and for you to understand. Like, tell me, if a student joins after passing class 12th, he wants to do graduation. Now, graduation what? So, either he would want to go for BTech, clear? Or if he is a commerce, he might want to go for a BBA or BCom, or getting, or a science course, say BSc, or an arts course such as BA, or getting, or a law course. Are you getting it? Integrated law course, say BTech plus LLB or BBA plus LLB. Are you getting it? He gets enrolled in one course. Now these courses are nothing but departments. So we say the Department of Computer Science, Department of Electrical Engineering, Department of Mechanical, Department of Civil. All these come under what? Faculty of Engineering. Similarly, the BBA department, the MBA department, they come under what? Faculty of Management. Now, the student enrolls in one department. So, if the department does not exist, will the student, or can the student study any course of a university? Clear, for which the department is not there? No. Are you getting it? So, if some university does not have nanotechnology in their academic curriculum, so can I take admission BTech nanotechnology? No, because they don't have it. So, one thing very clear, student what? Enrolls in department. Similarly, employee work for department. Are you getting it? So, unless until they have got, so what is the master table or the parent table here? Department. Because unless until they are department defined, no employee will work. So, when you join a company, you are joined in some department of that company. So, the first table which will be created by the user using a software, say Oracle or Sybase or DB2, will be what? Department table. Clear? And then we'll create the table this. Now, this is nothing but a data model or schema which I am showing you. Are you getting it? Now, one thing is you might be seeing this word instance. Now, what is the difference between schema and instance? Are you getting it? So, database schema refers to what set of entity sets or relations or tables you are having in an entire database system. Clear? Here I have shown only 2. Are you getting what I have shown? Now, what is my schema? What is my schema here? My schema here, students, is what? Company database So the schema name is company database. In short, we call it DB system or schema. So this is my company database schema. Clear? And in this we have got entity sets, namely, I've shown here only two, but there are many entity sets. So first entity set I have what? Entity set department or table department will create. Another is what? Employee entity set or relation. Okay. The third is what? Projects, because you see, when people work in a company, they work on what? Certain projects of that company. So project is another entity set. Then fourth is what? Dependents. Dependents. That means, clear? If the employee is married, his wife, his son, his daughter, or even if he is unmarried, clear? His father or his parents will depend on him. So these are the tables we create: employee, department, employee, project, and dependents. Then there could be another thing that telling you details of which company, which employee works on which company works on. Works on means that which employee is working on which project of the company. Are you getting it? For works on. So these are the different what? Tables or entities. As here I have shown you only two. Clear? In due course of time I will be showing every year and what is the relationship among these tables. Okay. So department is an entity set, employee is an entity. So these are called as entity sets or simply entities, or theoretically you also call it as relations. And the case of practical, when you do a database lab, when you call the same thing is what? Tables. Okay. And this diagram through which we are modeling the database system is called an, again I repeat, entity relationship diagram. Entities are shown by what? The symbol called as rectangle. The attributes or the columns, so yes, these are also called as columns or attributes or fields. Should I write? Columns or attributes or fields of an entity. So if I say department is entity, it has got certain columns. What is my columns or attributes of department? Department code, name, department name, DNAME, budget and location. I hope you are getting it. Now second, employee. What is this? Employee code, which is the key field. Which is the key field. No two different employees can have the same employee code. Clear? Basic salary, name of the employee, designation, date of joining, address, and yes, because employee retires at certain point of time, so there is a date of birth. Now why this date of birth is there? Because in a, say a government company, you are supposed to retire by the age of 65. Clear? So are you getting it? So if you are born in the year 1995, then you have to retire by 2060. Clear? So that is date of birth. This is what? Date of joining. Date of joining, when did he join the company? Clear? Or the hire date also we call it. So these are what? Different attributes, clear, of the employee entity set. Similarly, there is what? Projects. Now what is the use of the projects entity set? How many projects are there? What is the name of the projects? Which is this project X? Suppose I say project A. Is it a marketing department, or is it allocated to IT department? Is it allocated to finance department? Is it allocated to operations department? So on. So these projects are what? Allocated to certain departments, and employees work from the different projects. Clear? So how do you get the details of which employee is working which project? Every employee got employee code. So every project also will have got a project code. Clear? Dependents. Okay. This is what? This is a table or entity set which is showing you the data or the of the employee dependents, the son, the daughter, the mother, the father, and so on. Clear? Who's depending on that particular employee? Clear? Are you getting it? So supposing that an employee having, say, employee code E0035. Suppose this is the employee code. Now he is of a particular employee whose name is, say, suppose his name is Ashish Singh. Clear? And this is employee code. Now if he is married, clear? He might be having a spouse, wife, and maybe a son and a daughter. Clear? Are you getting it? So what is this? Spouse, son, daughter, and the employee himself. So with this data will be kept under which entity set or table? Dependents. Okay, so there may be 1,000 employees working in your company. For each employee, starting from the employee code E001 to E1000, you will have what? The dependent, that who are the dependent on that employee. Clear? Okay. Fine, you are getting it. Even the parents, the father could also be a dependent. So I have to store this data. Clear? Clear? Okay. Because these are the people for whom the company provides, insurance and other benefits. Are you getting it? Medical benefits and so on. So coming to again my model. So now, clear? So this is my simple, again I am repeating that this is my table department, which is having department code as a key entity, a key attribute or the primary key of this table, department name, location, budget. Okay. Now I'll show you one more simple. Now suppose let me show you address. Okay. Or address. Now address, if I say that, how do you define your address? Supposing somebody's address is flat number, I repeat, flat number 215 block A. ठीक है? Indraprastha apartments. Clear? Indraprastha apartments. Say Dwarka in the area, sector 7. Clear? New Delhi. And then you got a pin code 110076. I'm just saying. Clear? Now what do you think? In the address there is a flat number. This is what? The name of the apartment. This is what? The area, locality, and this is what? The city. And what? The zip code or the pin code. So I could be having this address further defined like follows. See, just see it very carefully. Please see it. So I've got flat or house number. Could be a house number. I can say, okay, I'll see it's how not everybody lives in flats. Say house number. Then street, yeah, locality. Then this is the, okay, so, or you can say society. This is the locality, that means Dwarka here, and this is the city, and then another say column, say pin code. So what is this? House number, society, locality, clear, city, and what? Pin code. Clear? Now I'm not saying that everybody lives in a society or apartment. Okay, somebody might be having like address like this, that house number 1215, clear, Indranagar, say block A, yeah, block D, I would say block D, Indranagar, post office, say could be Vasant, in the post office, clear, say Agra, and UP, say 211469, anything. Are you getting it? So see, This is the house number, this is society, this is the locality, this is the city, and this is the pin code. So you might be seeing very clearly that now these are what? So this address, now what is address? Further, this address again is divided into what? Further attributes or sub attributes. So what is this type of attribute known as a composite attribute? I repeat, what is this? So if an attribute is further divided into sub attributes, so address consists of what? House number or the flat number, the society name, the locality, the city, and the pin code. So this is called as what? A composite type of attribute. Are you getting it? So I got many different type of attributes. Now I could be having a multi-valued attribute. Can you tell me what is multi-valued attributes? Can you give me an example of multi-valued attribute? I'll show you. Now see, I don't have space. I can, yeah, if you don't have space, you can put the column names here also. Like if I say mobile number. I hope you're now getting it. Okay? Okay? Fine. Or you can, I can say, fine. I can have another. Employee degree. Yeah. Very good example I've taken. Clear? Now understand this. Please understand this. Please. Now see. This is an ellipse. Sorry, and this again I'm doing a double ellipse. Why? Tell me why it is double ellipse. It is double ellipse. You know why? Because the person could be BTech and MTech and now work in a company, or a person and most of the companies. Now people who are graduates of IM. So earlier they did BTech or BBA and then they did MBA. So if I say degree, he is having a graduate degree and a postgrad degree also, now working as an employee in a company. So degree is a multi-valued attribute. Are you getting it? Degree is a multi-valued attribute. Okay? So why? Because there are some employees who might be having multiple degrees, not only one degree. So if there is some column, if there is a particular column or attribute or field for which there can be multiple values, okay, then we said that a multi-value attribute, and we denoted by the symbol what? Double ellipse. Okay. So this double, I repeat, how you denote it? Again, if you are not clear, I just make it clear like this, and then again like this, and then I write the name of the column degree. I hope you have got it. Fine. So this is what, how do you denote, this is what symbol this is? This is for multi-valued attributes. Can you give me, now I'll give you many more examples of multi-valued attributes. Like say color. Okay, color of the shirt. Clear? Now somebody has got a striped shirt in which there are white and black stripes. Clear? Okay. So again, the color of my t-shirts, yellow, this is some part, and red also. Clear? So if the color of a car, the color of a shirt, and so on. So the shirt has got many colors, maybe having 3 colors if it is a check shirt, and so on. So this type of columns attributes are good examples of multi-value attributes. So what is, and this is what? Key attribute. So why it is key attribute? Because no two employees can have the same employee code. कोई भी दो employees का एक ही employee code नहीं हो सकता. इसलिए ये key attribute है. What is this example? Again I'm revising. What is this? This is a what? Example of composite attribute. Okay, because address consists of house number, society, locality, city, pin code. I hope you are getting. This is what? Example of multi-value attribute. Are you getting my point? So these are again clear. Now again, so one thing is very clear. Now depend. If I say that I could be having, should I rub this? Clear? Just to make it clear. Now, so this is very clear. I'll use the same columns. I can have another relationship. Clear? Now coming to the type of relationship. Now suppose that there is department number 10, department 20, department number 30, department number 40. This is department code. I'm saying department code. Department number 50. Suppose this department is known as IT. Suppose this is known as marketing. Suppose this is known as finance, in short. Suppose this is known as operations. Suppose this is known as HR. Clear? Are you getting it? So 10 is my department code for IT, 20 is my department code for marketing, 30 is my department code for finance, 40 is my department code for operations, 50 is my department code for HR. Clear? Fine. So one thing is very clear. Now let me tell you that, can you tell me that how many people will work in the computer science, the IT department company? Many employees, many. So now coming to the what? Coming to the relationship. Okay, so many employees work for a single company. So the ratio is what? N employees working for one department. Look, I repeat, suppose I've got out of say 10,000 employees, there are 300 employees who are working in the HR department. So they are not three, they are 300 employees who are working in the HR department. So now the number of employees, so N employees, that means 300 employees working in one HR department. HR department, what is the code? 50. Clear hai? Are you getting a point? So that is what I want to tell you, that this is the cardinality or the type of relationship. Cardinality means is it a 1-1 relationship, or is it a many-one relationship, or is it a many-many? Now what is this? Many-one. Why? Many employees working for a particular or a single department. So this is the type of relationship. Are you getting it? Now, can you give me an example? Can there be an employee who work for no department? No, it cannot be. Every employee has to work for some department. And department exists because of department, and every department has got a certain number of employees working in that department. So now coming to the participation. Another concept we call is participation. I'll repeat this same in the next section also, just before I wind up. So the department, I say participation. So every employee works for some department. Yes or no? So supposing that Amit Sinha is working in the IT department, Ashish is working in the IT department, Mohit Kumar is working in the marketing department, and so on. So this is what? Participation. Why it is now this is what? Total participation. Why total? Because कोई भी ऐसा एम्प्लॉय नहीं है जो किसी डिपार्टमेंट में काम नहीं करता, और कोई ऐसा डिपार्टमेंट नहीं जिसमें एम्प्लॉयज नहीं वर्क करते होंगे. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि there are many employees working for in a particular department, and every department has got certain number of employees associated with it. So this participation of relationship, what works for is what? Example of many one, but every employee working. So this is what? Total participation. This is what? Example of total participation. Are you getting it? So this is very, so I'll tell you what types of participation before I commit. So when I said the relationship cardinality, I repeat before I finish. Relationship cardinality, I'll give you example also. It could be what? One, many. And if it is say one many from A to B, like this is A, many, one. So if I say from B to A, if I say what is the relationship from department to what? Employee, and then the relationship work for, it is what? One, many. If I talk from this side, it is what? Many, one. So it is one many or many one, depends on which side you are talking about. And the third is what? Many. Clear? So we call this one, we call it short, symbolic, we write is 1:1. We call this a 1:n. And what is this? Many, we call it m:n. How we denote? Clear? Similarly, participation. I repeat, so 1-1 relationship. Now, can you give me an example of 1-1 relationship? Okay, I'll give a very simple example. Now there is an IT department. There is an IT department in which there are 1,200 employees. Now tell me, out of these 1,200 employees, who will be the head or the director of that department? Only one. So there is only one person who is heading the department. One of the 1,200 employees. Similarly, suppose in the HR department, they had 325 employees in HR department. See the board. How many will be the, who will play the role of head? Only one of these 325 employees will play the role of director or the head of HR. Director or the head of HR department. I repeat, one. So if I say that, are you getting it? So should I'll just drop it for a time being, or I can say have another relationship. Wait, just let me show you. Okay. Now see, this is one relationship. Now I'm having another relationship. See, just please understand. Manages. What? Manages. So a particular department is being managed. A particular department. So we have got, how many departments we had in our example? IT department, marketing department, finance department. Just taking my example. Operation department and HR department. I had how many employees I said? I said roughly 10,000. Now how many departments are there? Only 5. So I'll be having a head of IT, head of HR, head of operations, head of marketing, and head of what? Finance. We call this as what? Employee managing or heading a department. So this is what? One employee, only one. So I might be having 2,000 employees working in the IT department, but only one will work as the head or the manager of that department. So one employee managing one department. Are you, what is that relationship? Manages. इसमें एक बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट आपको दिखा, जरूरी नहीं है कि दो एंटिटीज के बीच में एक ही रिलेशनशिप हो, ये कोई जरूरी नहीं है. There can be many relationships between a set of two entities. अभी यहां पे क्या रिलेशनशिप है? Works for. एक और रिलेशनशिप क्या है? Manages. आपको दिख रहा है? Works for, manages. So these are two different relationships. ये रिलेशनशिप कैसी है? Many, one, n:1. ये रिलेशनशिप क्या है? 1:1, because only one employee will be head of the one particular department. So this is what, so if I say again, अब मुझे आप ये बताइए, क्या यहां पे क्या हर एम्प्लॉय एचओडी होगा? जी नहीं. Clear? So in the manager relationship, the participation is what? So the participation is total and one is what? Partial. ठीक है? क्लियर? तो यहां पे क्या होगा? यहां पे तो टोटल था, इसलिए डबल लाइन दिखाया, पर यहां पे क्या सारे एम्प्लॉइज डायरेक्टर या हेड का रोल प्ले करेंगे? जी नहीं. तो वो जो 5 डिपार्टमेंट्स में एग्जांपल में है, क्लियर, उनके अपने अपने हेड्स होंगे. तो यहां पे रिलेशनशिप, बिकॉज एवरी डिपार्टमेंट विल हैव अ मैनेजर और द हेड. क्लियर? ओके, सो दिस विल बी what? Total, but only one person will be the head. So this employee, so if I've got in my example, I took say 10,000 employees, just example, working in the company, but there are only 5 departments. So only 5 employees out of the total 10,000 employees, clear, each of which has got employee code, will be working as what? Directors or simply heads or managers of the respective departments of that company. तो यहां पर रिलेशनशिप का आप देखिए, पार्टिसिपेशन क्या है? पार्शियल. किसका पार्टिसिपेशन पार्शियल है? एम्प्लॉय का, सिंगल लाइन. लेकिन एवरी डिपार्टमेंट विल बी हैविंग अ व्हाट? हेड और मैनेजर और, आर गेटिंग इट? डायरेक्टर जिसको बोल रहे हैं. तो यहां पे टोटल डबल लाइन. सो द डबल लाइन इंडिकेट व्हाट? द टाइप ऑफ पार्टिसिपेशन. इट कुड बी टोटल और इट कुड बी पार्शियल. So that's all for now. So we'll be continuing this further on database modeling. Okay, and the next lecture I'll be teaching you how to create tables. Are you getting it? Now very important. So coming to DDL commands and then how to query those tables. DML. DML means data manipulation. Okay. What do you do in a table? Achha, fine. Suppose I have created a table. I have created a table. Now I tell you some person, beta, can you please fill a data into this table? So in the DBL, you have got either you insert or add records in a table, or you update a particular record. That means suppose somebody's employee mobile number has changed. You just update it, only mobile number changed. Or somebody has shifted his address. He's living on rent. He's now shifted to some new locality. So update is for that. And then delete. And or what you do? The most popular command, DML command, is what? Select. Select means querying the data. Clear? I want to see, clear, what is the name of the employees who are working in the security department? Clear? Or the finance department, or the HR department. Only the employees working in the HR department. So for that I use what? Select. For adding records into a table or database, we use what insert. For particularly a particular column or set of columns, you use what update. For deleting, why deleting? Because some employee has left the organization. Are you getting it? So we use the delete. So these are the DML commands: insert, update, delete, and select. Clear? When I already told you about DDL commands: create table, create index, create view. So if I define a table, I'll do. So the very first thing we do is what? If I want to create a table, I'll do what? Employer DDL command. If I want to query on the table, insert data, modify data, these are DML commands. So that's all for now. In the third lecture, we'll be doing what a detail of these DDL and DML commands. Okay, thank you for your patience. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you are not understood, we can get back in the next session. Clear? I'll be revising some important concepts in the next session. Thank you all of you. Jai Hind.